What's up, guys? Welcome back to another 5-Minute Rants. Hope life's treating you good. I'm doing better than I deserve. And today, we're going to talk about how to remove obstacles in the way of learning and what one of the number one obstacles is when you want to learn. So before I get there, a few key things that I think are important. First, I think one of the honestly best characteristics, I guess you could say, or really even principles, I would even call it a principle, move it there to where it's something that you develop, is curiosity. If you are curious, if you're curious in life in general, you will learn without trying because you're constantly going to be propelled by questions of, why is that? And it's interesting because as in my personal journey, curiosity has really served me well in a lot of ways because I've asked a lot, why do we do that? And oftentimes the answer is, well, that's just the way we've always done it. And that's very interesting because it's like, cool, well, why'd they do it? And that's not a really good sound reason just to do something just because it's always been done this way. Isn't a really good reason to continue doing it. There's no goal or objective driving it. There's no measurement behind it. And I think that curiosity is a huge factor in learning, right? If you are naturally curious, you normally naturally like to learn. If you really don't like learning, if this is something you've struggled with and want to get better at, a great step would be to simply start asking yourself the question, why? Why? Why is that? Why? Why? That's it. When you're presented with facts, when you're presented with statements, when you're presented with conversation, simply why. If you start putting in the practice of why, you'll begin building up curiosity. Because that's one of the number one questions that curiosity produces. Why? Why? And and it really is. I mean, I know it sounds like ridiculous saying all that right now, but it is. So if you want to get better at being curious, why? And I think curious is an actual principle. It's not just a characteristic or a character trait in somebody. It can be a principle that you live life by, asking why. The next thing is the main obstacle in learning is normally pride. The reason why we have a hard time learning, the reason why we have a hard time comprehending, the reason why we have a hard time getting certain concepts oftentimes is pride. We're simply unwilling to be wrong. And this is what happens when you are learning and you are trying to learn something new. You're immediately confronted with your ignorance about the subject you're learning about. The reason why is you would have no need to learn it if you already knew it. And by the way, the definition of ignorance is simply a lack of knowledge or understanding about something, right? It's just a lack of knowledge or understanding. And so when we start to learn something new, we're immediately confronted with ignorance. And if there's a lot of arrogance, you're not okay being wrong, there's a lot of pride. That's one of the characteristics that I've defined pride as, is I can't be wrong. Or I can't show that I don't know something, which is wrong. It's avoidance of being wrong. I immediately inhibit myself from learning. And I immediately inhibit myself from receiving whatever the individual says. So when Andrew and I, when we first started business, we talked to people about like, wow, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And I postured myself to look like a businessman. So I was like, oh, I need to know what I'm doing. I need to know what I sound like. And let me tell you, that was a horrible mistake. It was absolutely horrible. And the reason why it was horrible is I didn't learn anything from them because I postured myself that way. So I didn't seem like this fake business person because we were new. And then because I postured myself that way, guess what? I didn't listen to them because however you posture your heart is what's going to actually happen in your life. And it doesn't matter if you only like, oh, cool, I just want to act like this. It's like, nope. How you are on the inside is how you are on the outside. And if you want to know what you're like on the inside, look at what you're like on the outside, right? And so I'm saying all that because I didn't want to be confronted with my ignorance because I did not want to lose clients or lose potential business or partnerships over it. But guess what? That's actually what hurt me in the long run that way. And so the humility to really move forward, to not be like that, the humility to really receive and to really acknowledge like, cool, I have no idea about any of this. It normally helps you, one, learn a subject faster, two, get started with it quicker, right? Because, oh yeah, I don't know. So you just start Googling and looking and learning. And then three, you normally move through problems much faster in life because now you're willing to learn. Anyways, guys, I'm way over, so I'll catch you later. Peace.